Hi guys and welcome. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction and this is a reading for just taking a time to breathe out. I did not get an energy reading done this week. The full moon was on Monday and I guess this is being recorded December the 3rd. So readings are timeless, but this obviously is all taking place during December the 3rd. So, or around the time after the November, the Beaver full moon. So the full moon was on Monday and with full moons comes high intense energy. The lunar eclipse also happened with this full moon. That eclipse energy was very intense. And I've very much felt these last few days the energy of the decimating moon, which is just taking a time to breathe out. You know, there's that kind of peak of the full moon energy, and then this is just really that period. Okay, so that's really what we're doing. I am going to split this up. We're going to do divine feminine and divine masculine within this reading, and I very much highly recommend that you look at both the divine feminine and the divine masculine for your inner self. You know, look at those as complete inner emotions within your being. Okay, you can break it down and watch it as, you know, for the divine feminine and the divine masculine as those fit into a relationship. Sure, that's okay. But I do highly recommend that you really take divine masculine and divine feminine readings like this and sit with them as kind of a whole energy, right? All right, let's get started. So we are going to start with the energy oracle here, and we are going to pull the energy that peaked over this full moon for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine, why that energy peaked, what we must let out, what we got to breathe out here, what we need to release, and then the actions that are required going forward here. Shuffle here. Oh, all right. Energy that peaked for the divine feminine. What is the energy here that peaked for the divine feminine? A man holding a heart in reverse. Isn't that interesting? What here peaked for the divine masculine? Wow, carrying connections also in reverse. Okay, why is this energy peaked for the divine feminine? What is a man holding? Woman holding a heart in reverse as well. The divine masculine. A woman holding a coin in reverse and the angel of strength in reverse. Wow. All right, what must be let out here by the divine feminine? Walking away in reverse. And the divine masculine. Wow, the world in reverse and the actions required here. Look at that, magician in the mirror upright. And the divine masculine. And the second chakra upright. Isn't that interesting? You know, it blows my mind that these energy cards they're so differently shuffled, and yet so many reversals have just come out again and again. On the bottom of this deck here, you have the fourth chakra in reverse, as well as the first chakra, both in reverse. You know, this is the energy of, you know, the first chakra is your root chakra, and this is the energy, the fourth is your heart chakra. I really feel like there's an imbalance here within the energies of our heart and our roots, like our connection, our securities here. Victory in reverse, community upright, happy family upright. You know, it's very much this energy to me of needing to do some heart work. Some self-rooted connection, grounding kind of work here between both divine feminine and divine masculine. All right, so the divine feminine, let's start here. So for the energy that peaked during this full moon, look at that. That was a man holding a heart in reverse. And why was this woman holding a heart in reverse? To me, I almost feel like this is the energy where the divine feminine is just like, you know what? I've had enough of this divine masculine energy here, not coming forward, not doing whatever. Like, this to me is very much, especially when this is the reason why, she's like, fine, you know what, I've just had enough here then. You do what you need to do and I'm gonna do what I need to do here. Let's get a clarifier here for this man holding a heart. Yeah, Three of Wands, look at that, you know, because the divine feminine energy is here, is just very much like if this masculine energy isn't going to come forward, isn't going to be vulnerable, isn't going to, you know, put his heart out on the sleeves. I need to go forward here. You know, this is the energy of understanding that this divine feminine here, and it's no, you know, it's no coincidence within this deck that, you know, it is a female even within this picture, right? Within this card. And she's going forward. And the wands are that journey of self. The wands are that journey of, you know, she gets it. She understands that to be this new being that she wants to be, she's going to have to take the path just for herself, right? Like she's here by herself on the shoreline, you know? That's an ocean of her own that she's ready to go forward. And I feel very much that this energy is just because the masculine energy here is still holding their heart in reverse. They're not coming forward. There's no vulnerability from a masculine energy here being put forward. And this divine feminine energy is like, well, we're going forward. This divine feminine energy is like, I'm making shifts within my own energy. All right, a woman holding a heart in reverse here. Why is this woman holding a heart in reverse? Why is this why that energy peaked? Why is this why the energy peaked for a woman holding a heart in reverse? The Star and the Knight of Cups. You know, I kind of feel like this woman holding a heart in reverse. The reason that she is doing this journey of self-work is because she's over it, you know? Here she's connecting to the faith. That's the energy of the Star here, you know, and she's connecting herself to the cosmos, whether this masculine within this relationship or whatever this may be, but whether this masculine energy here is going to get on board and come forward, she understands that there is purpose beyond that. Okay, this is the energy of prayers. This is the energy of connecting to a divine and understanding that there is purpose, there is hope, you know? There is still more to come. And I feel like that is the reason why this divine feminine energy is like, you know what, I've just had enough. Because whatever it is, she has faith here that the divine is about to bring something into her, you know? And whether or not it's because this divine feminine can feel the energy of change and the shifts happening with around them, you know, she has the faith. There's that hope there, you know? There really is. Wow. You know, and especially for energy here that is peaked for the full moon, you know, for some of you, I can feel like that's maybe a relationship that, you know, has just run its course, and that divine masculine, you know, maybe that you were, you know, hoping for or praying for. This is the energy of just understanding that in order for you to go forward here, you have to make the spiritual change. You have to align yourself differently here. There has to be an energy shift within this Three of Wands, right? And within doing that, the reason that energy peaked here is because of this connection, because of this faith to the divine, okay? Because there is that hope and that faith that something much better is coming, something fulfilling, you know? The Knight of Cups, yes, that has the energy of romance, but that is an emotional fulfillment. So whether or not that is a romantic an emotional fulfillment, or that's just that energy of you feeling at peace, emotionally full within self here from the divine, right? So for the divine masculine energy, for what has peaked here, look at that. It was carrying connections in reverse. You know, and the reason why that carrying connections, that energy peaked here was because a woman holding a coin in reverse and the Angel of Strength. And to me, this is kind of the energy. I feel like this carrying connection in reverse, you know, this was the energy that peaked, especially if the divine feminine energies over here is like, you know what, I've had enough of this divine masculine, blah, blah, blah. This is why that energy peaked, right? Like this is that masculine energy that's like, oh shit, that connection's been askewed. And I feel very much it's because, you know, see this lack of worth. That's what I find that lady holding a coin in reverse is all about. It's about the energy of the divine feminine's worth, you know? And I feel like this masculine energy just wasn't taking that divine feminine energy to the worth that it was, you know, worthy of, like to its full potential, right? The Angel of Strength here, you know? The reason that this caring connection has flopped is because this divine masculine energy just didn't stand here in this Angel of Strength. And you know, you're going to be able to apply this. For some of you, this might not even, you know, resonate. I do kind of feel like this is, you know, one of those, I feel like a lot of that actually right now, within a lot of readings even that I watch among other readers, you know, there is this, 2020 has been astrologically has been very tough on relationships. It really put relationships through the grind, because relationships that needed to come apart in 2020, that was what 2020 was here to do. It was to break things down. It was to break patterns. It was those tower moments, right? And I do feel that this kind of energy here that's kind of where it's, that's kind of the collective that this is speaking to. So let's get a clarifier though for the divine masculine here with the caring connections. Yeah, look at that. Wow. 5 of Cups, the Son of Pentacles, the Wheel, and the Devil. Yeah, you see this energy that peaked at the full moon here with this caring connections. There's a lot of sadness, this 5 of Cups. And the Son of Pentacles after that. And that can even be, this divine masculine energy just was making such slow movements to heal out the emotional pain that needed to happen here. And the Wheel of Fortune is that change. The Wheel of Fortune is undeniable change. This is the life cycles just happening, rotating, There's nothing that can happen from the outside here with the Devil behind that. That's that's low vibration bullshit here. And I feel like this caring connection, there was just a lot of sadness. There's a lot of heartbreak. There was a lot of emotional baggage that was just weighing down here, right? Like this poor horse just looks beat, worn out, emotionally drained. And I feel like there was just such slow movement. There was not maybe even, stagnation here, right? Where it's like the divine masculine energy just was not making movement to get through the emotional healing that needed to happen here. There needed to be a shift. There needed to be a change. There needed to be a releasing of this low vibration toxic energy. And I feel like that divine masculine energy, that's what reached the peak, is that it didn't happen. That divine masculine energy just wasn't releasing, wasn't putting in the action that needed to happen to release that emotional pain. So here the divine feminine has been okay, moving on. I'm connecting to the divine. I'm waiting it out then. And this divine masculine energy was like, well, shit. Right? All right, let's get a clarifier here for the woman holding a coin and the Angel of Strength in reverse. The Hanged Man. That's a different shift of perspective here. That's kind of almost where the divine masculine energy and the Mother of Cups. Wow. And yeah, that's where there's been this kind of difference within the, why this happened. Look at that. Why this happened was because, I feel like this divine masculine energy has maybe taken the step back, and for some they haven't, for some they haven't, and apply this where that fits, right? Don't go and think that, that a divine masculine is going to make steps if they're obviously proving otherwise, right? Or steps of change. But this is the energy here of the divine masculine really just taking the step back, kind of being asked to just stay put, reevaluate things. Look at this. The Mother of Cups is after that. And this is that connecting here to the inner knowing, to the intuition, to the emotional depth within this masculine energy. The masculine energy still greatly needs to connect to a divine feminine energy within inside self, right? Because that is how we align ourselves to our intuition. That is how we align ourselves to our soul-led journey, is when we allow the divine feminine within being to guide our way. When our divine masculine self makes the steps to align to what the divine feminine voice within inside of our soul is asking us to do. And I feel like that's the shift. I feel like that's why this had to happen within this masculine. Maybe the relationship here, maybe the caring connection had to completely fall apart. The shift within the divine feminine energy here had to be like, no, fine then. I have faith that what I need, what I am connecting to with the divine here, what I need from a relationship, from a connection, it will come. Okay, the divine hears me, the divine knows my prayers. That energy will shift. And I feel like within that shift within the divine feminine and that kind of faith within the divine feminine, it shift the masculine energy here. It did. See? Chariot. There was a shift here. Something peaked and it needed to peak. And you're going to apply that in each of your lives very differently. And as should be. I mean, we definitely don't all live the same life by any means. Those are really interesting energies as a peak. Let's get a full moon card here for the Divine Masculine. A time for healing. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely, right? And this is why that 5 of Cups came out, right? Because this is, you know, this energy of the full moon, this peak intensity of this full moon, this brought on this kind of catalyst, I believe, to really just change the direction here of this Divine Masculine energy. It is a time for healing. Look at that. Wow. Okay, and for the Divine Feminine, let's get one here. A win-win outcome is forecast. Isn't that beautiful? Full moon in Libra. And that win-win outcast is such a beautiful energy, because it's like having this faith, you know, that releasing whatever just needed to be released, because this is that faith that what is to come, what is to best serve, you know, your life and your intentions and what you want to manifest here. The universe is going to bring that to you. The divine will bless you with such things when you allow the divine to, you know, to create and manifest those kind of, that journey within your life. But first you have to have that faith, right? And that's the energy of this win-win outcome. It's having the faith that no matter what is to be is going to best serve, you know, your happiness, your fulfillment. That's interesting. All right, so what must be let out? What must be released? And it was the energy of walking away here. Look at that. In reverse. Isn't that interesting? Let's get a clarifier for that. What must be released? And this could even be, you know, this could be the energy where, you know, you're afraid to walk through the gate. You're afraid to make the change that you know needs to be made here within the Divine Feminine. You're afraid to let something go. Let's see. What must be released here? What must be let out? Oh, look at that. The High Priestess and the Judgment. You know, this energy, I really feel this walking away in reverse. To me, I feel like it's the fear. It's the fear of like actually making the steps to do what needs to be done to walk through the gate, to release the energies here that need to be released, right? To allow this little butterfly here that's illuminated here to fully do its transformation. And the energy of the High Priestess here with the Judgment. You see, this is where the intuition, the inner knowing, knows what's up, knows what needs to happen here, knows what needs to be released. You know, that Judgment card is that karmic judgment. You know, it's that coming to the divine and releasing the situation over, you know, allowing yourself to have that surrender, to just allow what needs to be to be. And with the High Priestess energy here, I really just feel like this is, you know, this is that guidance. This is that inner knowing, you know, just truly, again, listening to the intuition. Wow. Let's get a clarifier for the High Priestess, though. Let me get a clarifier here on this High Priestess. Look at that. The Emperor and the Page of Swords. You know, because this energy here, to me, this is very much like she just understands, you know, that inner knowing is like, this is the Divine Masculine energy, I feel. You know? And I kind of feel like this is that, especially when it's like this energy of walking away, like with the Page of Swords behind here, this is being in the beginning stages, but very much like being sure-footed, like, you know, you're still kind of learning the way here. It's also very much just about embracing your own strength, embracing that your own Divine Masculine within inside of self. Wow. Let's get a moon card here for that one as well. Must be let out. Wow, that was quick. Be bold and make the first move. Look at that. Be bold and make the first move. Be bold and make the first move. Wow. All right, and for the divine masculine, this energy of what must be let out, what must be released was the world in reverse. You know, and this is the energy of just not allowing yourself, you know, not allowing yourself to take that step back, you know, to understand why each part played a significant role, right? And you can see that this world, some of it is illuminated and some of it is dark, because there are parts within cycles, not all are good and not all are bad, but those parts as a whole are needed, right? Just like this this man here, he's looking up, see, he's looking up and he's looking up at his world above him, you know? And there's that ring of light around it, because this is the energy of understanding that it all played a significant part. The good and the bad, right? And as what's needing to be released, I feel like this is where the masculine is kind of like, you know, that masculine energy has to shift their perspective here, you know? Has to understand that the heartbreak, whatever it is, maybe it's this caring connection that's in reverse and that is out of place, or, you know, but they need to be able to take, you know, this divine masculine energy is in this place of really needing to take the step and just acknowledge it happened because it needed to happen. These things came from that. This is the lessons, you know, this is the growth that needed to happen here for both sides, you know. The moon and the 3 of Wands, look at that. Yeah, because it's, you know, and it's understandable that this divine masculine energy, you know, has a hard time being able to understand the completion of the cycle, right? But the moon and the 3 of Wands here were what came to clarify that, because this is the energy, you know, that moon card is the energy of having faith, you know, understanding, you know, that you are not alone within the shadows, not, you know, not having the fear of the dark, right? Oh, my laundry's done. You know, like not having that fear of what lurks within the shadows. You know, this is understanding that even in those shadows, the divine is with you, even going through this process of change and allowing, you know, this cycle to complete itself, you know, allowing what needs to be released just to be released here, so that, you know, they can go, this divine masculine energy can go forward as a new self. You know, that 3 of Wands is that energy of going forward here as a new being, as a new authentic being, somebody following a very soul-led journey, right? And I feel like what is being released here is where, you know, maybe the masculine has just kind of been holding on to the cycle, holding on, hoping, wishing there was more to come of it, right? Like just not allowing this cycle to be what it needed to be, not stepping back and acknowledging, if I just finish the cycle for what it is, it allows new beginnings. It allows a new cycle to start here. And that's what must happen, you know, one way or another. It's releasing the fear of what you think you need to hold on tightly to here. It's allowing just the cycles to be what need to be. You know, it doesn't mean that there isn't going to be new cycles, but it means that that cycle, that period, that's done. Okay? It's time for a new beginning here. The intensity of that full moon has happened. The intensity of that eclipse has happened. The shift is upon us. The change is upon us, right? It's time here to go forward. It's time here not to fear the darkness, but to embrace this new sense of self. Beautiful energies. Meditate and contemplate the new moon in Pisces. Yes, because it's so important here, especially within that divine masculine energy, to connect with our inner voice, to connect with that inner knowledge, to connect with that inner wisdom, right? Meditate and contemplate. Beautiful. All right, so the actions that are needed here for the divine feminine was beautiful. The Magician in the Mirror upright. And this is lovely because this actually came out in the divine feminine reading last week, and it was in reverse. You know, and here it is, this energy of balance, this energy of, you know, and look how he balances the water and the fire, right? Because it's balancing the inner voice and the inner knowing and the action and the fire and the passion within our lives, okay? This is the energy of the Magician, because it's that power of self to know that you are balanced and whole within your own being, that as a divine feminine, you know, you are your own divine masculine, right? Let's see, actions required now. the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands. Wow. Yeah, because it's about this connection, you know, it really is about this connection to the divine. It's connecting yourself to a higher, you know, and understanding that, you know, this Queen of Wands, this authentic being of self here that you have become, the magician of your own world, you know, the powerhouse of your own kingdom here. This is the energy of you stepping into that authenticity. You connecting to that power of the divine. You connecting to that faith within the divine. Let's get a clarifier for the Hierophant here. The Hierophant gets the 10 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting that there's so much balance within this action? You know, again, you have you know, your Pentacles, your you know, your work here, and you have your spiritual kind of ball of energy up here. You know, and the 10 of Wands is just finishing the cycles that need to be finished. You know, that's the energy of understanding that, yes, the cycles have been tough, but you're so damn close to finishing it out. So do the work that needs to be done, right? Allow this cycle to complete the way it needs to complete so that you can go forward here in a balanced energy, so that your connection here to a divine, you know, allows you to release the burdens and the baggages that you have been carrying that have made you feel imbalanced, right? It's about this 2 of Pentacles. It's about going forward and understanding that the steps that you are taking are on a path of alignment, you know, to somebody who is going to manifest and grow and glow whatever the heck they want to in their lives. Let's go clarify this. Yeah, the Hermit and the Knight of Swords. Isn't that kind of funny energy to have too? Because the Hermit is very much like, you know, this rest and time out kind of period, and the Knight of Swords is very action packed. He's moving, right? But look at here, the Hermit space is this knowing that there needs to be this time out for self, that it's a connection here to the inner light of self that allows the actions here to be taken. You know, that allows this Queen of Wands to know what it is that she needs to show up authentically to do. You know, this is just so much within connecting to the light within self, to connecting to that inner knowing. That's where the direction comes from for forward movement, is from the light of within side of self. Oh, it's beautiful. Very beautiful. Let's get a moon card here for the divine feminine action needed. Moon card. Nope, I seen you. Somebody flipped. A time to give rather than a time to take. New moon in Virgo. Isn't that interesting? A time to give rather than a time to take. I feel like this is very much that energy of just putting the work into allowing, like putting the energy, I feel even almost back into your, you know, back into kind of your space around you, into the world around you here. You know, it's not about that energy of taking right now, but it's like that energy of just giving to give, you know, and not to run yourself dry here by any means, but to give, to find the balance, you know. Don't hold yourself back. I feel almost like this is a time to really show up to that authenticity, you know, to show up to that powerhouse that is within inside of you. Okay, the divine masculine here for the action needed. Look at that. Second chakra. And that's all about your passions. That's all about the desires, you know, and that's very much like that is where our sexual passions, you know, stem from. But that is where the fire of our being kind of, you know, comes from, you know. It's about the things in your life that you are excited for, the things in your life that spark the, you know, that, yeah, just that passion. That was a lot. We'll take 1 or 2, 3. The Daughter of Pentacles. The Daughter of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you know, and this is very much, and the actions needed here for this divine masculine are to connect to where your passions lie. Connect to that, you know, fire that is burning, you know, deep within inside of soul. And maybe it hasn't been burning for a while here, but you know, this emotional work that needs to be done, this healing, this meditating, this contemplating, you know, that needs to be done within this divine masculine energy. It is so that you can connect again to that fire within inside of your being. So that passion can be stirred again. So those coals that are still rummaging down there, maybe there's not a flame, but they're still there, right? And this is that energy of stirring that passion again. Look, Page of Pentacles, because it's a new beginning. Okay, this is a new opportunity of starting another tangible change within inside of the life, within inside of self. The Four of Wands behind that, and that is happiness. That's karmic celebration. You know, this is joy. In traditional tarots, there's like, you know, 4 wands on both sides, and it can stem for like 1111, which is true connection of soulmates, right? 2 whole beings coming together here. You know, and I feel like that is the energy here that the divine masculine is searching for, is for this completion, is for this connection. And that's starting. I do believe that there is that tangible start here. And even with inside of self, guys, when we put this divine masculine back into a self reading, this is about connecting yourself to the things that are passionately stirring you, that are driving you. You know, it doesn't need to be romantic connections, but it needs to be those things that light your soul on fire, the things that you show up to, the things that you are being authentic to, right? Beautiful energy. Let's get one here for the Daughter of Pentacles. Let me get a clarifier. Daughter of Pentacles was the 10 of Cups in the world. Yeah, you know, because this is a new beginning. This is a tangible new start here with emotional fulfillment, you know, and not even just emotional fulfillment for self, but this is when you're so full with inside of self that emotionally your cups now run over and they fill the cups of those around you, you know. And look, the World, right? The energy here of the World, the cycles that have been completed, you know, releasing the hardships that have just been and going forward here and allowing this emotional renewal to be a part of this new beginning, this new process, this new life. Let's get a clarifier too for the Four of Wands. 4 of Wands, wow, that's interesting. 4 of Wands gets the 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of, sorry, not the 4 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles and the Son of Cups. You know? And this I do feel is that masculine energy, you know, this 4 of Wands, this happiness, this completion, this karmic fulfillment, right? It comes here when the divine masculine energy can balance out, again, the actions of their lives and the spiritual side of their lives, you know? When they understand that going forward as a being, as a soul-led being is better than going forward as an ego-led masculine, right? Coming forward here, understanding that this new sense of self, this new balanced being within self has much to offer with this Knight of Cups, this Son of Cups, has much love to give, you know? Especially when this energy here was the passion, right? And this Ace of Pentacles, let's see, what is this new beginning? What is this Ace of Pentacles? The 3 of Swords and the Son of Wands. Wow. This is where the divine masculine energy begins and they go forward healed. You know, where the 3 of Swords has been these daggers that have just been stuck in their hearts for so long. And this masculine energy just is rising above it with the Son of Wands here. And acknowledging that the beginning here for them is to go forward as a full, authentic being of self. Okay? That the pains that they have endured through life are no longer going to be what limits them in going forward now, right? Like, this is the divine masculine energy of change, of the actions, and just acknowledging that, you know what? It's about chasing the things that set my soul on fire. It's about chasing the things that burn within inside of me, that fill my heart. You know, it's allowing the cycles just to be completed so that new cycles can begin, right? It doesn't mean that you need to completely wipe out people. For sure, that's going to be the case where toxic people of your past are not meant to be there. But for others, it's cycles of toxic bullshit that are just being let go. And you have to finish out that toxic cycle so that you can start a new cycle, even if it's with the same person. People can heal, people can change. That does not mean that you stay in bad, nasty, horrible, dangerous relationships, people, okay? I feel like that needed to be said too. All right, let's get one here for the Divine Masculine on the actions needed. Adjustments are required. Look at that. Adjustments are required. Things do need to change. You know, there are actions that are going to be needed to be taken here within this Divine Masculine energy, because the healing actually has to happen. The completion to what has been holding this masculine energy back has to take place, right? Luck is on your side though. And look at how this is the new moon in Sagittarius, and look at how that arrow is being pulled back, right? And the new moon in Sag is actually the moon that we will be having within this month of December. You know, and it's kind of like this, where the archer has just taken that arrow and pulled that string back on the bow and focus that arrow directly to where it needs to go here, you know? And don't let pride get in your way. Wow. Full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way, you know? And I say it all the time, but like soul-led journeys, not ego-led journeys. You know, there is a healthy place, there's a healthy balance of ego, right? But when we're going forward and we are, you know, blazing the way down our trail, make it a soul-led journey, okay? Make it a soul-led journey. All right, so let us pull. Let's pull an untethered just to finish this off. One untethered here. One. Goodness me. One untethered. Oh my goodness. The untethered's like, no, I have a lot to say. One untethered. One untethered here for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. You are a great being who has been given a tremendous opportunity to explore beyond yourself. Isn't that fitting? You are a great being who has been given a tremendous opportunity to explore beyond yourself. Wow. Beautiful. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that notification button so that you can stay in the loop, so that you are connected to our Soul Tribe family here. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you are letting out. Let me know what you are just releasing here, you know. Maybe let me know what you're going to do as far as your relaxation for this. Take time to breathe out. Okay, guys, as always, I'm sending you all my love, all of my prayers. Take great care of your souls. Bye now.